everyone, this is not Chris Perillo. I do have my Hangout juice. My name is Matt Ryan. I work with Locker Gnome, and I'm joined by Jake Lettington, also with Locker Gnome, and the Gnomies. That's right, all the Gnomies that could make it to this Hangout are here. They subscribe through gnomies.com, which is a great service that we've just started that allows you to get exclusive deals on software. There's exclusive video you can watch through our Facebook page, rather, and much more. But one of the perks is you get to take part in Hangouts on a regular basis with Chris when he's not experiencing a power outage, which is what's going on right now. So, speaking of power outages, it's definitely a drag when you don't have internet service, you don't have your computer running, you don't have anything that can't run on a battery at your disposal. So I guess we'll talk about what geeks can do during a power outage to survive. So I'll throw this one to the floor. What do you guys think?
I would probably use my Alienware laptop till it died. The battery dropped. Tether it to my iPhone as long as that lasted. Then when all of that failed, probably use my PSP or whatever. And then read books on my iPad till that dies. That's the game plan right there.
All right. Yeah, and I know those Alienware machines. I've had one before, and they're great. But man, those batteries. Have they gotten any better over the years?
My Alienware laptop will run about 6 to 7 hours without being plugged in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have the M11 model. And it works great. I don't have a problem with that at all.
That may actually beat the MacBook Pro that I have. I have a 13-inch, and it'll say 7-8 hours remaining on that battery, but it's gone in a few minutes.
I've had that happen with the MacBook I had because I had a MacBook before this.
And yeah, that's another thing about batteries, man. They start out with so much life, and then over time they gradually deplete in their capacity, and it's just terrible. I'd say during a power outage, though, one thing I would do, we had a power outage here a few days ago, and the first thing I thought of was go to the nearby coffee shop, which brand will remain nameless, and sap their energy. You know, they have outlets that are available to customers and an internet connection, and that works great as long as you have money for coffee.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry, I was going to say, or you can run a really long extension cord from that coffee shop to your house.
Absolutely, absolutely. I also found libraries, public libraries, often will have an area where you can plug in and enjoy Wi-Fi. It's not in all of them, but some of them do have that service for people, which is nice.
What also I could suggest would be power inverter for your vehicle.
Oh,
that's
good
true.
idea.
Don't forget that.
Yeah,
So you can charge it and then try to find somebody's Wi-Fi.
That's
make sure you're using a VPN though.
No.
Yeah.
Of course.
That is a great idea. I've always wondered if you should how trustworthy that power is. Like, should I bring a surge protector? You know, because I know my car doesn't run half the time. Would I trust it to my electronics? But that is a viable option for.
Yeah, I've had plenty of luck with it.
Ah,
Every
awesome.
time there's power outage. So.
That's a great one.
Yep.
Any other ideas from the Gnomies?
Using a generator?
Generator's actually something that Chris is using right now.
Buy a lot of diesel.
Keep the home heated.
His is actually natural gas powered.
Wow.
Oh.
That would be a lot better than gasoline, because man, I could imagine going through a few gallons of that every hour or so.
I think the natural gas ones are also quite a bit more quiet.
That's good.
Yeah, I've got a gas generator, so.
And my parents were hit by Hurricane Claudette, which hit Texas probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I went down there. They didn't have power for a week, and they had a gas-powered generator. And all I remember is how loud that thing sounded when nobody had electricity. Like every neighbor knew we had it, and I think we had to, because it was so loud, we had to actually give an extension cord to our next door neighbor so that he could have his refrigerator powered. And you know, he wasn't too upset about all the noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty good solution. I mean, a generator's an investment, and it's a worthwhile one when you need it.
Yeah, and there's
Uh,
different ways of hooking up the generator to your house. You know, I think if you have an electrician, you can actually have it so it powers the main wiring in your house versus having it run extension cords to the generator itself. So,
oh, that's a great idea. And man, it's always nice to have alternatives for when the power goes out. I have a little Clearwire hotspot, which unfortunately is not around me, but I use that as a backup internet source whenever I do have to go on battery for an extended period of time. It works okay, clear. I love you guys, but man, quit throttling my service. But for the most part, if you need to get email out and you need to get work done, that a battery-powered, you know, portable hotspot is a great way to keep connected between having the lights on.
One of the things I do, I have like an 11,000 milliamp battery backup that will charge any of my USB devices, and so something like a phone or one of those like little pucks from Verizon or Sprint or whoever will last quite a while on that extra 11,000 milliamps.
Oh, awesome.
yeah, I guess the things with those battery packs, though, is like we were talking, they have a certain life as well. So it's kind of depressing to put all that money into something that you can recharge so many times and then it starts to slowly lose its charge. But that's life.
Yeah. Yeah, it would also be kind of nice. I worked for an electric company for 5 years, and it would be very nice if if repairs would just go faster. You know, we have all this technology in the world. We have meters that can communicate via radio signals to the meters next to them to compare the amount of wattage that they're getting, and we can't get the electric company a better way of finding out where the source of a power outage is. I mean, that there's a gap there in that technology. I remember we would get calls in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden 1,000 people would be out, and we wouldn't know which line the outage sourced from, and it would take another 2 hours to get somebody restored on a half-hour repair. And it's just, unfortunately, that's the way it works. But hopefully, technology will improve. Power companies, please.
And smart meters.
Yeah, good old smart meters. All right, well, I'll go ahead and end this video. See you later.